All right, here we are in a beautiful Vista, California day, looking at a really neat, kind of fun history, 1940 Ford all-steel business coupe. Very nicely done. It actually has the jump seats that will be included with the car. Neat little history. This owner that owns it actually had the car built by Norm Francis out of El Cajon, California, well-known builder, back in 1986 or so. And then shortly thereafter, he was approached by somebody that just had to have it, a longtime friend, the guy from Lenco Transmissions that had to have it. He kept the car for 30 years and then recently got a little ill, and so the he called the current owner and original builder and asked him if he'd help him and buy the car back. So that's where we are with the car right now. He bought the car back and he went through it and gave it love one last time. We've had a couple listings like that lately where you know, they want the car to carry on, but they want to make sure that it's right. So he actually went through all the seals and gaskets in the engine, made sure everything was right, did a complete once-over on the transmission, went through all the shocks and brakes on it, all new brake drums in the rear, new coilovers, so on and so forth. But we're going to tell you about what's underneath the hood here and stuff like that and do our typical walk around. Very straight, very nice body. Broomstick blue is what he calls it. It has Norm Francis flames on it, which is kind of nice because you can't see them from the front side of the car, and they actually look like, you know, fire could be coming out of the fender aprons here. So really neat, not overdone on the flame category. Depending on how you look at it in the light, you know, its color varies. We're going to do a whole walk around here for you. Hallobrand wheels on it, 14s in the front, 15s in the rear. All the factory trims still on the car, so door handles, so on and so forth. The hood has been louvered. The cowl vent is still in existence there, but it's not working because of the air conditioning. Underneath the hood here is a 460 Ford V8, Ford powered. It's got C6 automatic transmission. We'll walk around and kind of cover it for you here. Nice job, louver job on the hood. Windshield, still an original split windshield, which is nice. It's got a good feel to it. It's got a good traditional hot rod style. Still has the wind wing vents in it. Again, this is an all Henry steel car. Hallobrand wheels, I know I said that. He's got her all cleaned up and looking good. It's got a nice two-tone leather cloth interior in it with not German square weave, but Mercedes style wool carpet in it. So you know what, it's got good character and age. It's been well taken care of. It has 11,000 miles on the odometer. Door jamb to door jamb, it is a pro-built car, and like I said, Norm Francis build. All verified. There's a magazine here. If you go to Spud's Garage, we took pictures of it. I actually covered it in the video of the trunk too, so if you hang around, we'll cover the magazine and the video. Dash is nicely done, nicely modified. It's got upgraded VDO gauges in it, a 40 Ford steering wheel, looks like a Lincoln steering column. A lot of the components that were used in the powertrain came out of like a 79 Lincoln. The rear axle, that kind of thing. Again, front suspension is full independent front suspension on it, IFS. Heights, early cross member with Mustang 2 components. It's a leather, custom door handles here, leather cloth combination. Really nice seat. The gentleman's tall, so if you're a taller gentleman or a bigger gentleman, this car will fit you just right, the tilt wheel and that kind of thing. Has an audio system that has Bluetooth acceptable, so you can play the tunes off your cell phone, so on and so forth. See the carpet there? We'll give you a peek underneath the dash. So nice and tidy. It's not 100% perfect. It's not brand new, which is what's nice about it. It's got good age and character. Figure somebody pulls up there while we're doing this. There's one little tiny lift spot right here, but it's been that way for many, many, many years.
James? There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
A little bit of an interruption there, so we're just doing the video walk around here. Anyway, the paint and finish on this car is very nicely preserved. The flames on the side of the car are just beautiful. Let me shut the door. Right there, door handles are still hung nice, but those flames, you know, you can't see them from the front of the car. Step back and give you a look here. He did refinish the deck lid because there were a few spots on it, so the deck lid's been recently refinished. A little bit of background here. Fast 40 license plate's been on it for quite a while. Had an Amazon delivery while I was here. Kind of giving you a good feel perspective. Really dig what I do. It's always nice when you come up to a car like this and you can really know its whole history. And then the original builder gets one last time to touch it and enjoy it a little bit and pass it on to the next guy. Give you a feel here. We're actually going to fire it up for you, Hen. A lot of room. It does have the room in the back for the jump seats. I can't lift the seat with my camera in my hand, but it's carpeted and so on and so forth. But he does have the jump seats there included with it, and they're upholstered the same as the car. Most people don't put anybody back there anyway. Dash here, the volume works from there. AC vents, it does have air conditioning, does have power steering. 11,224 miles on it. Put her up in park there. Nice oil pressure, 40-50 pounds at idle. Like we said, underneath the hood, engine video, this car runs right about 180 all the time. It's just under 180. We've been running it enough. Amp gauge works like it's supposed to. Fuel tank showing full. Again, 11,224. Alright, he's turning it around so I can photograph the other side of the car with the, nice and subtle, nice little big block horsepower in there. Alright, let's get underneath the hood here like we always do. We're going to share the engine compartment. Very nicely done. You'd never know this is a big block hiding underneath here. 460 Ford. He had the car originally built by Norm Francis and then sold it shortly thereafter and then came back and gave it some love. So they actually pulled the engine back out of this and went through all the seals and gaskets, actually pulled the heads off, put new umbrella seals on the valve seals, so on and so forth. So it's all been freshened up. The engine has about 11,000 miles on it, absolutely no issues. Put a cool pump in it, which means that it moves more water. When you're idling type situations, it runs generally about 180 with no issues. It has a mechanical fan on the front here with a aluminum shroud. Standard exhaust manifold, so you don't have any header gasket issues, which is kind of nice. You'll see the AC compressors down low here. You also won't see a power steering pump, but it does have power steering. It's a Lincoln power steering accessory where it's on the crankshaft down there, and that's been recently rebuilt. So it's driven by the crankshaft. There's no belt driving the power steering pump, which is kind of a neat idea when he was building in the car. Has a 750 Holley double pumper on it. Edelbrock intake manifold Performer. Performer 460. Ford and a Ford, so to speak. MSD distributor, billet distributor. Braided lines, AN fittings. Kind of just the power steering reservoir pump that we were talking about is back here in the back, so you can kind of put, you know, the nice thing is you put that wherever you want. Has a bitchin' firewall out of El Cajon to focus right here. Sometimes it off centers there. Anyway, we're thinking you get the idea. Nice little billet aluminum or aluminum shrouding that was done here. Aluminum radiator. That's a Cadillac air filter. He's got it reversed, turned around. A little hand scrolling pinstripe flames on it. C6 automatic transmission. Anyway, we're thinking you get the idea. Definitely go to spudsgarage.com. Have a great day. Alright, let's take a look at the trunk here. Just like the interior of the car, it's very nicely done. Like a wool style, Mercedes style carpet. The tool wells here are still in existence. You'd have to take the plates off if you want to use that storage area, but the owner never thought about using that or didn't want to use it. Spare tire, full-size spare there. He does have the jump seats that go with it for behind the back of the seat there. Anyway, you get the idea. Hang on to the end of the video where we'll definitely have more. Alright, let's take a look at the undercarriage here. We'll whip that baby in focus. The owner gave, like I mentioned in the walk around, the owner gave this thing a little bit of love the second time around. He's taken care of everything. It has, the brakes have been gone through. Has a Ford 9-inch rear differential out of a Lincoln. We've talked about that. All new brake drums, power disc in the front. All new, those are new coilover shocks, traditional 4-bar rear suspension. Do a little walk around undercarriage here. See the dual exhaust exits out the back here. It's a nice and solid car underneath. Give you a good feel there. I'll keep an eye on the focus as much as I can for you here. See the 4-bar mounts there. So a nice little ride out of the back, good horsepower kind of ride. Big block underneath the hood. You need something better than parallel springs that wrap up on you. Anyway, fully independent front suspension. It's got an Early Heights cross member in it, and then it has Mustang 2 components in it. Ford C6 automatic transmission that he recently went through and made sure it was all right. Power brake booster right there. So a good driving car with IFS in the front. It has early Halabrand. These are actually Halabrand wheels. P185/70 R14s in the front. Went all through the front suspension again, made sure it was all right. Does have power steering, and actually the power steering pump is on the, it's crankshaft driven, which is kind of neat, and you probably already talked about that. You'll see the front suspension has a nice wheelie in the front there. You see that? That's a, keeps you from damaging the chin on these like typically happens. Front suspension. Anyway, nice body off restoration by Norm Francis. Then reloved by the owner that had it built originally. Struts there. Anyway, go to spudsgarage.com where we'll definitely have more. A lot of photos, spend some time with this girl. Have a great day. We're never any pressure. Give us a call.